All right, let's jump right into one of the world's greatest mysteries. We're talking about a mountain wrapped in some truly wild claims. Time travel, hidden civilizations, and strange supernatural forces that supposedly keep people away.
And really, a lot of the modern hype comes from this one quote. A Russian doctor, after an expedition back in 1999, said this, and boom, the internet just ran with it. Stories started popping up everywhere about this place that could supposedly age you in the blink of an eye.
So, the big question is, how much of this is actually true? That's what we're here to do. We're going to peel back all those layers of myth and see what's really happening on this mountain. We'll look at the science, the history, and the beliefs that make this place so special.
Okay, so first things first. Before we can get to the truth, you've got to understand the legends, right? Let's take a look at the incredible stories that have turned Mount Kailash into this global phenomenon.
I mean, seriously, just look at this stuff. The internet is flooded with these kinds of claims. We're talking about a hollow mountain hiding lost civilizations, a place where time speeds up so fast your hair and nails grow like crazy, a portal to another dimension. It paints this picture of some kind of cosmic pyramid where the laws of physics just break, and every story seems wilder than the one before it.
Okay, but hold on. Before we jump into fact-checking any of this, we need to take a step back. It is super important to understand why this mountain is so sacred to so many people in the first place. That spiritual significance, well, that's the real core of the mystery. Think about this. For thousands of years, this single peak has been the spiritual center for 4 major religions. We've got Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and the ancient Bon faith. For them, Kailash isn't just a big pile of rock and snow. It's literally the center of their universe.
And this really shows you that shared sense of awe, doesn't it? For billions of people, this place is sacred ground. It's where Lord Shiva is said to live. It's where a great teacher found enlightenment. For the Bon, it's the axis mundi. The actual pillar connecting heaven and earth. That's some heavy stuff. Okay, so now that we have that crucial context, now we can start digging into those wild internet claims. Let's see how they stack up against, reality.
Let's tackle the big one first, the one that really started it all. The claim is that time gets all warped around Kailash. Your hair and nails grow faster, and some stories say you can age years in just a few hours. Crazy, right?
So what's the scientific reality? Well, there's just no basis for this. According to Einstein, you'd need massive gravity or incredible speed to mess with time like that, neither of which you'll find on a mountain. And that story about the Siberian climbers, it's basically a ghost story. No names, no dates, no death certificates, nothing. Plus, the guy who started it all, Dr. Moldashev, he was an eye surgeon, not a physicist. And he was also known for some other pretty out-there claims about things like vampires and mermaids. So yeah.
All right, next up, the idea that the mountain's location is mathematically perfect. You hear this a lot, that it's exactly 6,666 kilometers from places like the North Pole and Stonehenge, hinting at some kind of ancient, intelligent design.
But here's the fun part. When you actually run the numbers, they don't quite add up. They're kind of close, which is neat, but they are definitely not exact. The distance to Stonehenge is off by more than 200 kilometers. It's a classic case of stretching the truth to make a good story. That perfect mystical precision, it just isn't there.
The mystery doesn't stop with the mountain either. Right at its base, you've got these 2 lakes. One is this beautiful, calm lake full of life, and the other is totally barren and salty. The legend says one is divine and the other demonic.
And when you see them side by side, it's an incredible contrast. Lake Manasaravar is freshwater, thriving with fish and plants. Rakshastal, right next to it, is saltwater and totally lifeless. So, is there something supernatural going on here?
Well, actually, the explanation is pretty straightforward science. Rakshastal is what geologists call an endoheic lake. Basically, it's landlocked. It has no river flowing out of it. So for centuries, water flows in, bringing tiny bits of salt and minerals, and then it evaporates, leaving those minerals behind. Over thousands of years, all that salt has built up, making it too saline for anything to live in. So it's all about geology, not good versus evil.
Which brings us to the biggest question of all, right? If there are no invisible force fields or time warps pushing people away, why has no one ever actually climbed to the top of Mount Kailash?
If you look at the history, it's really fascinating. Way back, explorers just saw it as a really tough climb. But the whole game changed in 1985. China actually offered a permit to Reinhold Messner, the greatest mountaineer alive, and he said no.
He turned it down out of respect. That one act completely shifted how people saw the mountain. Fast forward to 2001, and after a huge outcry over a planned expedition, China just banned climbing on Kailash for good.
So there you have it. The real reason the summit is untouched isn't because of some mystical force. It's because of a choice. It's a global consensus, a human decision to respect these ancient beliefs and just leave it be.
And once you get that, the whole story of Mount Kailash changes. You start to see the real wonder of this place in a totally different way. A way that's, honestly, I think, even more amazing.
And Reinhold Messner himself just said it perfectly. He's like, look, it's not that it's impossible to climb. He's saying that to conquer this mountain would be like conquering something inside people's souls. He basically told other climbers to go find a harder mountain to climb because the challenge here isn't physical.
You see, the real power of Kailash isn't some made-up ability to warp time or throw climbers off its slopes. Its real power is in what it inspires us not to do. It inspires this incredible sense of respect, of restraint, in a world where we're always trying to plant a flag on top of everything.
And that really leaves you with something to think about, doesn't it? What's the bigger miracle here? An invisible force field protecting a mountain, or the collective power of human respect and our ability to decide together that some places should remain sacred? Maybe the real miracle of Mount Kailash isn't supernatural at all. Maybe it's just human.